Good day, I am Ania Florin Santiago from BSN 10. Let's begin with oste or osteo. Osteo means bone, and its example is osteopenia. This image shows the difference of having healthy bone and osteopenia. The term osteopenia refers to having a lower than the average bone mineral density or BMD when compared to others of the same age. Osteopenia itself will not produce any symptoms, but as the condition worsens over time, the risk of other bone conditions like osteoporosis dramatically increases. The major cause and risk factor of osteopenia is aging. After a certain age, your body will break down the old bone faster than it builds the new one. This results in the loss of bone density. Next is myle or myelo, means bone marrow or the spinal cord. Its example is myeloid. Myeloid tissue in the bone marrow, sense of the word myelo plus oid is the tissue of bone marrow cell lineage or resembling bone marrow. And myelogenous tissue, myelo plus genus, is any tissue of or arising from bone marrow. In these senses, the terms are usually used synonymously, as for example is acute myeloid leukemia. Acute myeloid leukemia is a cancer of the bone marrow and the blood that progresses rapidly without treatment. AML mostly affects cells that aren't fully developed, leaving these cells unable to carry out their normal functions, and it can be a difficult disease to treat.
Good day everyone, I am Nelly Vasquez. So let's proceed to coccyx. From the root word cocci, meaning coccyx. The coccyx is triangular arrangement of bone that makes up the very bottom portion of the spine below the sacrum. The example of this is coccygeal. Coccygeal is pertaining to the coccyx. So the next one is pelvis. From the root word pelvi, meaning pelvis. Pelvis is also called bony pelvis or pelvic girdle in human anatomy. Basin-shaped complex of bones that connects the trunk and the legs, support and balance the trunk. And it contains and supports the intestines, the urinary bladder, and the internal sex organ. The example of pelvis is pelviscope. Pelviscope is the endoscope for examining.
Good day everyone, I am Marian Jemima V. Villasillo, and now let's proceed to the root word of the skeleton. First is the crânio. When we say crânio, it is the skull or the cranium. Example of this is craniometry. Crânio is our prefix and metry is our suffix. Crânio means the skull and metry meaning to measure. Therefore, craniometry is the measurement of the skull. Next is the spondylio. When we say spondylio, it is the vertebra. But what is vertebra? Vertebra is the small circular bones that form the spine of the human being or the animals. The example of this is spondylolysis. Spondylio is our prefix and the lysis is our suffix word. Spondylio is the vertebra and the lysis is the breaking down or losing, separation. Therefore, spondylolysis, it is the destruction or separation of a vertebra.
Good day everyone, I am Elian J. M. Santiago from BSN 10. Now, let us proceed to the next root word which is the verteb. Verteb, or in another word, vertebra or spinal cord or spinal column. The best example for this is the paravertebra. Para, from the prefix word meaning near. Paravertebra means near to the vertebra or spinal column. Next is the rachis or racho. Rachis means spine, and the best example for this is rachischisis. Rachischisis is a fissure of the spine or the spina bifida. Trivia: Spina bifida is a type of NTD, means neutral tube defects. Spina bifida can happen anywhere along the spine if the neutral tube does not close at all way.
Good day everyone, I am Mary Ann Soriano and now we will be talking about the root word of cos and sarc. So let's get started. First we have cos. Cos is a combining form used like a prefix meaning rib. Costo or cos comes from the Latin costa meaning rib side. The word costa borrowed directly into English as a term for rib among the other senses. Next, we have sarco or sarc, a combining form used like a prefix meaning flesh. It comes from the Greek sarx, means flesh. So when we combine with words or word elements that begin with a vowel, sarco becomes sarc, as in sarcoma.
Good day everyone, I am Hasi Villanueva and the topic I am going to discuss is about synovial, which syn means with or together and ov means egg. So synovial means egg-like material that holds joint together. Synovial joints are the most common type of joints in the body. The synovial joints consist of synovial membrane and synovial fluid. The synovial membrane releases synovial fluid into the joint cavity. Lining the inner surface of the articular capsule is a thin synovial membrane. The cells of this membrane secrete synovial fluid, also known as joint fluid, a thick fluid located between our joints. So example of this is asynovia, or the lack of synovial fluid. And next, we have bursa, meaning a small fluid-filled sac that acts as a cushion between a bone and other moving parts such as elbow, knee, and shoulder. They are usually found in the synovial joint between the tendons and bones. So example of this is peribursal, meaning around bursa or surrounding a bursa.
Good day everyone, I am Mayuras Varias. Now let's talk about the arthro. When we say arthro, it is the arthrosis. Arthrosis means the other name for osteoarthritis. This is the most frequently diagnosed form of arthritis. The example of this is arthrosis. Arthrosis is the condition of affecting a joint. Now let's proceed to talk about chondro. From the word chondro, it is the cartilage. The example of this is chondroblast. Chondroblast, it produces matrix. Chondro refers to cartilage and forming cell. Cartilage, it is supportive connective tissue with flexible rubbery matrix. It also gives support to ear, nose, and larynx.
Good day everyone, I am Chrislyn Sumawang and the topic I will going to discuss is all about ili. Ili is a combining form that refers to ilium. The ilium comprises the upper part of the hip bone and the pelvis. This is the largest and topmost bone of the hip and is crucial to the pelvic girdle. The ilium supports the body weight and forms the structures that make sure the spine is stable when the body is standing, or it is crucial as part of the mechanism that facilitates mobility.